What is going on YouTube? Hitting back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as the S&P 500. Specifically in today's episode, we are going to be looking at the major pulls and movements that are forming within pretty much all the cryptocurrencies. Yesterday's video, we definitely had some mixed opinions on where the market was moving to. I discussed in depth that we were looking forward to what could be a reversal coming for the market. I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering, oh, well, we're probably going to head up higher, pumps moving up higher, so much higher, FOMO investing, all this stuff. And a lot of you guys just are looking through with rose-colored glasses, not really understanding the possibilities of correction. Now, I'm not trying to spread FUD and just give you guys fear into the market. I just want you guys to be prepared for what has come. I've been in this market for over 4 years now, and I've seen, major bull markets to the upside. I've also seen major crashes to the downside that have lasted very, very, very long period of time. So I wanted to just fill you guys in, make sure you guys are informed as for what you could be expecting moving forward into 2021. Also, we are starting to see XRP over 50 cents, which is incredible. This was also mentioned in yesterday's episode as we found some sort of bullish ascending triangle, some upwards pattern and uptrend, and it has pulled us back up to 50 cents, which is incredible. And this was discussed multiple times on here on the channel for XRP. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter or CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. All right, guys, so there's so much information to talk about that it's hard to stay on topic for one coin for too long. There's so many rabbit holes to go under. But yesterday's video, we discussed about this XRP Ripple, massive fake out. Don't be fooled. Just understand what the available options are for the market moving forward. It's always better to be informed than to be biased on one sort of movement than to, accidentally stumble into something that ends up being a very, very, very detrimental bearish drop to the downside and you lose a lot of money. So I just wanted to prepare you guys with all these things. As you can see, a quick refresh of the current market cap. You can see we're really not seeing many big jumps. Obviously, we do have Cardano up 27%, which is just insane. I mean, there are some coins that I'm always seeing pop off on the charts just more than I normally do. And that's pretty much Cardano, Polkadot, and Binance coins seem to be the few altcoins that I see all the time really exploding in prices just throughout the couple of months and years that have been in crypto. But XRP is up 12%. We have Binance going up 38, XRP up 12, which is pretty much awesome. And then Bitcoin 0.66%, which is also something I want to talk about with you guys. Binance Coin is up 150%. It's absolutely insane to see some of these cryptocurrencies exploding, especially some of these altcoins. But to jump right into today's video, looking at these markets, you can see right now basically a few things of key interest. So this is the 4-hour on XRP. I'm going to jump us over to the daily. This was mentioned multiple times in the past on XRP specifically. We'd mentioned earlier in videos, basically the movements within XRP are kind of what I call the ripple effect. This is a technique that I've developed just looking at markets and understanding how exactly they trade. Basically what I'm referring to in let me just get rid of that. In these movements is usually after we see a massive, massive, massive boom to the upside. I mean, a very big jump. We usually have a ripple bounce effect off the bottom. It's a technique I've noticed, and I've been using it to pretty much cash out and make some fairly profitable trades. So just like a basketball, when you bounce it as hard as you can on the floor, it shoots up the highest the first bounce. It comes back down lower, and it doesn't just flatline out. It's not a sandbag. It bounces up again, maybe with not the same amount of velocity, but it does head up just a little bit higher. And I feel like we're starting to see that within XRP. It's usually what comes in these markets after we see big bounces. So you can see a very cool thing about XRP is not only did we start to see this bounce, but we are actually seeing some sort of ascending triangle, an uptrend to say the least. And it's been allowing us to close our prices above our prior highs in the market. And this is pretty much a very bullish scenario. So we're definitely in some good, in some good space. I'm not really seeing too many resistances. Yes, we are starting to see a little bit when we get closer to about 59.60 cents. I mean, we can scroll back in time, going back a few years where we've seen caps on resistance. It seems like right around here is definitely the other one at 70 cents. I'm just going to draw this one on for us, as prices are probably going to near that in the near future. And you can see moving back into where we're currently trading right now, where the price is and how much higher we're going to be going to. Just want to pull that up for you guys. Boom, right here. And you can see what I'm referencing. So there is an uptrend, and I do think we're doing very well. So ultimately, this was mentioned a couple of days ago too. As long as we held above the support at 39 cents, 40 cents, and we traded above there, there's a very good chance the uptrend was going to hold out and prices would, swing up higher. And that's exactly what happened. Fairly nice to see a movement like this actually for XRP, as I know a lot of people were definitely on the fence about this, but we actually are making this underdog comeback, and this is a great thing. So I do believe long term, maybe in the next couple of days, actually not that long term, maybe 10 days, short term, the movement for maybe the next week, I do think we are going to see this price move higher. I do think XRP is going to slowly trickle up higher as things are starting to trade. This uptrend has yet to be broken, and we are creating higher highs, which is a great thing on the coin. Breaching the prior symmetrical triangle here, we broke bullish, and now we are starting to head up. So I do believe, just looking at this coin, we could easily see retestment of 60 cents in the next couple of days, maybe a week tops for XRP. So I'm fairly bullish on XRP for right now. I do want to now bring your focus and attention to the other cryptocurrencies and the way these other markets are trading. So what's very interesting is my focus on Bitcoin. I definitely put out some interesting topics to look at as well. A lot of you guys called it FUD. I understand that, but I just want you guys to be aware and informed about these market decisions. And yeah, maybe that article is specifically wrong, but I just want you to get that general understanding of how these markets are trading out. So notice on the daily chart right here, just this interesting formation. This is not a good sign for Bitcoin in the slightest. I mean, I've seen these play out in very intricate ways, regardless of the fact the sideways trading that we're seeing right now is in reference to big movements coming for the market. It's in reference to big volume injections that we may not be used to, especially the way these markets have been trending. So there's a very, very, very big possibility, which I mentioned in yesterday's episode, of a correction back down. These are usually signs of reversal. Buy the rumor, sell the news. The Elon Musk news is out. People are kind of over it now, and the market may just naturally correct back down inside of its ascending triangle right here. So this is definitely a bearish signal. I just want you guys to be prepared and understand. I would say a good opportunity to buy back in is definitely if we see, I would say, prices breach above 48,000. If we can close today's candle above 48,000, then I'd say, okay, fair. There's a good chance we're going to continue to jump up and start to hit resistances a little bit higher up. So that's kind of where my head's at. But honestly, I'm a little worried that there's a good chance we aren't going to breach above that resistance, and we're going to breach below this support right here. And there's a good chance the second we see this channel broken at 45,300, we're going to see a big short play to the downside. How do we capitalize off that? It's obviously using Bityard. I did link Bityard in the description. This is basically the website that I've been using to trade Bitcoin and XRP and some of the other cryptocurrencies that are offered here, which I'm really happy they have. Tron, Litecoin, Chainlink. These are the other major cryptocurrencies that we know about. Cardano as well, I believe, is listed on here. They have all these different altcoins as well as the main area of crypto trades here. I was just looking at the optional area, but otherwise you can see for the most part Bitcoin is heading up, but it's starting to show signs of reversal, and this could reference a big dump to the downside. Where exactly and how low would it pull us if, let's say, we did decide to see that dump? You can see how much overextended we are, not only to the 5-day but to the 10-day moving averages. Normally the prices are pretty much intertwined within those two. Sometimes a 20-day moving average comes into play, but you can see right now it's very, very, very overextended. So I would not be surprised in the slightest if we saw a correction back to 42.79 or pulled us all the way back to $39,000. I know this is definitely a shocker to you guys, but you just have to be prepared. In the hindsight, markets flip and we start to see a dump, and then maybe FOMO swings in and people get nervous and start to sell too. But obviously you can short this by typing in the amount you want. As for the demo, we did actually make a fairly profitable trade just yesterday, which was about a $170 gain, a 17% order. Just by that trade we made yesterday, yesterday. I wanted to share that with you guys. So buying in at 46,000, we exited at 45,300, and we made $170 off a $1,000 trade, leveraging it 10 times. So you can see just on a short trade like that how much profit you can make. $1,000 making you $170 in all of, like, I would say 30 minutes. You can see right here, this is about a 25-minute trade. This is a very short-term trade, but you can see how quickly we profited off that. So this is why I definitely recommend the opportunities of shorting. I did link Bityard, like I said in the description. But the way these markets are moving are definitely leaning towards what could be a short reversal. And the second we see confirmation of 45K broken, we're definitely headed down. Like I said, yes, a lot of people comment in the comment section, oh, well, there's pretty much two options you're giving us. It's either going to break up or it's going to break down. Yes, that's with anything. You know, that's like the weatherman. Tomorrow is going to be snowy, it's going to be rainy, or it's going to be cloudy. Those are your options. Are they right 24/7 every single time? No, they're only right when it happens. So it's very similar to trading cryptocurrency as well. I can't tell you guys for sure, but I can use indicator technical analysis and ways to set us up for when that does come, we will be prepared. Just like how the weatherman says there's a 90% chance or an 80% chance it's going to snow tomorrow. What does that mean? That means you should probably buy a shovel and you should probably have some winter jackets ready from your basement for that, that snow. This is how it should be referencing. It should be a reaction time and allow you guys to just understand how you can set yourself up and prepare for if it does come, because it's better to be prepared than it is to be unprepared. And that's the same application that can be applied to cryptocurrency trading and technical analysis moving forward in the markets. So to see the prices start to swing down like we're currently doing, if we see confirmation of a breach below 45,000, there's a very good chance we are going to see a dump. The markets are due, guys, and that's another thing I wanted to reference. Looking at the weekly now, you can see where we are. We're currently extremely overbought on the relative strength indicator, extremely overextended on the MACD. We're trading at 85, and the main one I wanted to show you was on the monthly moving average. Notice in the length of time that Bitcoin has been trading, I would say since 2019. From 2019 to 2020 to 2021, it took us that long, like 3 years of movement for us to become overbought on the monthly. That's how long it takes this coin, 3 years to become overbought. Now we have to consider how this market is going to react. Notice this time we're trading at around, I would say 88 on the relative strength indicator on the monthly. Reference back to 2017 when we had the major bull run and major receding back down to the downside, and then we saw the short. Prices were trading at 95, so there's a very little bit of leeway, and I think when we saw the coin swing back up to retest 48,000, I believe we were probably retesting 94 on the RSI. This within itself should be a red flag that the bull or the correction is fairly overdue. Maybe we have a couple more days. Maybe we swing back up and retest 48 one more time. But then you guys have to be very, very, very cautious of a dump in play. You really have to be cautious of a dump in play because this is not predictable. This is not a fathomable movement. This is not long term. This is not something to say, okay, yeah, we normally just go straight to the moon, straight up. No, that's not how markets move. In order for this to be a long-term consolidation, a long-term price movement, it would have to definitely correct down. And what's going to happen? It's probably going to form a bigger ascending triangle than we've seen in the last. Notice we've had smaller movements in the past, and there's a good chance this could swing down and then it could start to pull back up. So you definitely just have to be aware of this, that we are looking, when you take your focus off of just daily and 4-hour indicators and look at how the overall market is trending on the monthly and the weekly scales, they do offer some other key, points that a lot of you guys probably don't reference and haven't looked at. So just be aware that the way we're trading right now, if we do start to see a dump, it may continue to do so. And this time around, we are prepared. So unlike in 2017 when we weren't able to short markets, now we can. So I'm prepared, and hopefully you guys are too, to capitalize off these runs regardless of a bullish break and regardless of a bearish one. So Litecoin, like I said, this is clear. As I'm talking about this video throughout the 13 or 14 minutes I've been talking about today's video, Markets are showing very, very, very bearish reversals forming. Huge reversal dojis forming for referencing a correction to the downside. Bitcoin showing signs of a reference to a bearish break to the downside. Get ready for a dump. This is all I'm saying. Just get prepared. If it doesn't happen and we bounce and we go ding right off of there, great, we're going to capitalize off that. But just be aware of a potential short, like I've been mentioning over and over again in the videos. I just want you guys to be prepared and informed when and if it does happen. Lastly, the S&P 500 is pumping, but markets are definitely overdue for a pullback. God, my God. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm just looking back in the past. I mean, we've had runs. 2018, the whole year was good. And then we had some sort of dump that pulled us from being overbought to pulling back to being oversold. It happens over and over again right here. Skyrocketing up. Eventually we become really overbought. Dump pulls us back to the daily moving average. So it's not going to be a big jump. It's not going to be a big dump at all. But if the market does have to see some sort of correction and the market does seem to have some sort of pullback, it's probably going to pull the price. Let's say from right here, it would be a correction of about 7.5%, which really isn't that bad because this will lower ourselves much lower on these RSIs, much lower on these MACDs, and it will give us much more opportunity to pull back down. So obviously this has been since November to February, so November, December, January, February. This is 4 months of just crazy bull market. If we see a small correction within the next month and a half, 2 months, and then pump even higher the next time, that's worth it to me. So the markets usually correct themselves out. So just be prepared for some swings back to the downside for most of these cryptos and the S&P 500. Otherwise, guys, that's pretty much going to, wrap up today's video. I know it went a little long, but definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.